Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from. Welcome to TVBAKWETU, a special presentation of TVBAKWETU. Thank you so much for joining us. If you could kindly let us know where you are joining us from, that would be amazing. We'll say a quick hello to everyone who literally has joined us. I can see Professor Kasonso watching. Professor Kasonso, nice to see you. It's really wonderful to see you. And Miran Walia, you are the first to comment actually, which is fantastic. Thank you so much. And you can also see Glenda Davis, nice to see you. Now then, before we get started, it's often said that education is the greatest equalizer, and it sometimes sounds like a bit of a cliche, but I'm guessing it truly has its merits. And this New Dawn government has brought free education to this great republic, a truly proud moment for those Ghanaians who normally could not afford to send their offsprings to school. And this initiative has been a lifelong dream for this president, His Excellency, President Hakainde Hichilema. And I'm also led to believe that this dream was inspired by his personal experience, an experience where he himself benefited from the free education during the Kaunda regime. And without that, he would not have succeeded in business, and he would not obviously be the successful businessman that he is now. And quite honestly, the nation would have been deprived of a great president that we currently have. So the free education concept was a hope, a desire, a passion to bridge that gap between the haves and have-nots. And now this cannot be achieved without a pool of teachers. And this is where it gets quite exciting. So tomorrow is set to be a huge day, a terribly exciting day for those who have spent their years honing their craft, those who have spent studying hours and hours, hundreds of hours studying, getting the qualification that they got, but they haven't been able to put their qualification into practice. So a staggering 30,000 plus teachers are eagerly waiting to find out if their names are on that list. So this will be quite interesting. I have been joined by a colleague, Jerome Kanika, to help me discuss this topic as well as many other topics. Jerome, good evening and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening, Linda. It's nice to see you. And good evening, the people of Chuempala, the people of Mirenge, the people of Kasama, the people of Western Province, Mongo, the people of Southern Province, Choma there. Tomorrow it's a day, and it's a day and a half. And we are just few hours here in Zambia, about maybe 1 hour, 53 minutes to tomorrow. Yeah, it's a D-Day for our colleagues, our young brothers and sisters who applied to be appointed as teachers. So it's a good day, and we are all waiting to see that.
Excellent. So this is just one of the many topics that we'll be discussing. Another exciting thing that is going on, there's a special summit taking place in Zambia, but we have been joined by Nkwilimba. Mr. Nkwilimba, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Linda, and Jeremy. How are you doing today?
Yeah, fine, Nkwilimba. Yeah, it's nice to see you.
Thank you.
Indeed. We've also been joined by Mr. Kelvin Chishimba. Mr. Chishimba, good evening and welcome to the program.
Thank you, Linda. How are you? I'm a bit under the weather. I had a cold the whole week I'm dealing with, but I feel much better. But yeah, thanks for inviting me to the show.
You are welcome. Now then, Jerome, you set us off. Tomorrow is an exciting day and it's very late in Zambia. You've had a terribly busy day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, tomorrow, Linda, it's a big day because of the good news that has been announced by the Minister of Education, and because of the thing that people were saying it's a hoax, and no, you are taking time, people start protesting and all that, and people are thinking like in this kind of economy, it's not possible to have 30,000 at a go. But you know, bad and at amawala bad. Instead of mpunda 30,000, avi kapuna ka 400 kamba said.
Imbasela. Wonkulimba na atfari Imbasela.
Yeah, that's a guru and Nemba Saraga.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Actually, when before I came, before I joined you were making some comments. You said something about the education, the free education, and you said this has been because the president himself experienced free education, so he wanted to give these young people this free, this is something that is significant because really all of us well, some of us, maybe not all of us, some of us, we went to school because of that.
Wonkulimba is breaking. I will ask for Chishimba to take over until we resume network with Bankulimba. So Chishimba. Mule sankanya kone chibemba abantu bela ilishanya tsoranda fet sungu tuli sungu sana shanshani nga mwalishi wako nechilozi nangu chitonga mwasankanya munangu chikaonde nangu chilamba
so asankanya
hey, so mle tongonganya poshan pa the Free Education Festival.
No, it's a great milestone, especially for those that spent hours on end studying, and hoping to get a job. It's also a milestone, obviously, for the UPND government, that one of their promises is fulfilled. You see, I mean, we definitely need people in employment. We definitely need people to spur economic growth, and this is one of the things that can help spur that. I would only urge that as we endeavor to employ those of our people that have been through the education system and graduated and are looking for jobs, we also need to start balancing between available infrastructure and the number of places available for teachers and for students, because at the end of the day, we want to be able to create an education system that is well balanced in terms of producing the right number of teachers, the right number of lecturers, and producing adequately educated students. But this is a great milestone.
Okay, thank you so much. So we first of all wanted to touch on free education, then the recruitment of teachers, but it's good. So it's a great milestone. Mr. Nkulimba, are you able to hear us? Can you hear us, Mr. Nkulimba? I think network yashupea ku Zambia. So yeah, this is terribly exciting. Now it's quite interesting that there's this huge number, over 30,000, as Jerome said, Babi Kapunava Mbasela. So now the problem might come in where some people may not be on the list. And I think it's really important for us to just say that if you're not on that list, please do not despair. Not to conform yo this is being done in phases, and there will be other opportunities coming through. So it will be very important for people not to feel terribly despondent about the whole thing. Now, we'll wait for Jerome to join us because he has quite a lot to say about this, as well as our viewers. Viewers, I have shared the link. Jerome, I know it's very late where you are, so I will let you have your moment if you are able to. I think he's just buffering again. So the streets of Lusaka look terribly clean. Have you had a chance to have a look at that, Vachimba?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some pictures. I think those were of Cairo Road. Didn't give the full picture. And I'm sure you're referring to the cleanup exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I saw some pictures. Yes. I did.
It looks terribly clean. Jerome, are you back? Can you hear us? Can you hear us? I think network yakunganda, but today at least it's not me. Jerome, can you hear us? No. Okay. So yes, the streets have been spring cleaned. Last program we had complaints. We were complaining about how the exercise was done, but quite frankly, I think a lot of us are very impressed. And we were just saying that if only this can be kept up, Lusaka can be kept that clean, that would be lovely. So we have been rejoined by Mr. Nkulimba. 30,000 teachers plus Naba Gava. Are you there, Mr. Nkwelimba? Kelvin, is it my network or it's Zambia's network?
It's probably them in Zambia.
Ah, okay.
You're coming through loud and clear.
Oh, that makes a difference. Well, we'll carry on with the conversation and they can join us.
I think after the resignation of Bojo, your network has improved.
No comment.
But Linda, let me speak to the cleanliness you talked about. See, these are some of the things I always talk about, right? We seem to create solutions that create problems.
Can you get me?
The problems, you understand? Those mobile money agents earn their livelihoods through those booths. You see that? And when I refer to a lack of a system, it's things like this, right? How did we get there? You know what I'm saying? Because there's talk that these people got their trading licenses from LCC. They pay a certain amount to LCC. So how did we get there? You know what I'm saying? And going forward, how do we resolve this problem? How do we say we will never go back to this? This will be the norm going forward. You see that? And that is where systems and processes and procedures come in. Because, we cannot afford to create a problem as a solution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Thank you so much. Jerome, I will let you go first because I know it's quite late and you've got a very busy schedule tomorrow. So 30,000 Nabagava. Go for it. How do you feel as a card, UPND card?
You see, Linda, it's very interesting. It's just that where I am, I cannot stand nice and start dancing because I was supposed to be dancing right now. You see, at least no, where I am, the studio things not fine. Ganai mapama shana shana so that you see. You see what is interesting? The minister mentioned to say, look, 30,000 is not the only thing that is going to happen. We have also sourced for more funds to do more recruitment. So from the 30,000 within Basile Dababika, our minister did not. We are going to put more people who are going to be recruited. So, so we are talking of having the number going above now 30,000 for the first time in the entire country. It has never happened since the time of independence. It has never happened. And now we are saying we are going to recruit more than 30,000. And next week, Friday, it will be the day for nurses. And as I'm speaking right now in Rwansha town, there is noise in Rwansha town. People are waiting for the paper. They just want to see that their names are there. And this is what's happening. People are still moving up and down in town. This is now 22 something, waiting for the paper to come. They see, and I know by midnight we'll start having the list of names that is circulating in some of the social medias, because I know most of the print medias, they will start distributing their newspapers by midnight, or some they have even started moving from Lusaka to go to far places like Northern and the other areas. So soon we'll start seeing the names. And these names, it will not be for only in the 10,000, 2,000, no, 30,000. Imagine how heavy the newspaper will be. And not only that, because Barry understands where it matters most. You see, he has recruited some for preschool, then 25,000, because if you destroy the foundation of a child, you are a teacher in. If you destroy the foundation, everything is destroyed. So instead, for primary school teachers, they have recruited about 25,000.
Wow.
You see, 25,000. It has never happened before. Then for secondary, about 2,000. Not only that, people are laughing at the new Dawn government to say, look, you have introduced free education, but when you go to the schools, the teacher pupil ratio is too much and all that. Now we have given them 25,000 for primary school teachers only. Next year there will be more secondary school teachers. The other year it will be more mixture of the teachers. So by the end of the day, we are likely Bali is going to recruit within 3 years more than 70,000 teachers. This has never happened before. This year 30,000 plus more people will be added because the minister mentioned that more funds have been sourced out. Same to the Ministry of Health. Same to other ministries like agriculture. Next year we'll start having agriculture officers being recruited. So now what message is the opposition going to have against us? You see, it's very difficult to be in opposition under bars. Honestly, that's not talk. What message can you tell the people?
The bar has been set too high. Wonkulimba, what are they going to use for spinning tomorrow about opposition? Wonkulimba, I hope you're back because we do want to hear from you. I think toala chitanangani toala fire ka TVBAKWETU muwonfiensh for network for internet. I'm a bandos, Jerome.
Yeah, we use the bundles actually. We need to do something over that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think carry on.
So Linda, now what the young people now need to see? They need to see who's promising fake things and someone who's not promising fake things. Bali was taught to say, look, you have been just speeches and promising and all that, but look, in 10 months, someone was employed 30,000. Well, the other person in 10 years destroyed the economy to its knees in such a way that they expected that employment of 30,000 is impossible. So that's what is happening. But we are unique. People destroyed the country in such a way that we had inflation of 24%. But currently we have inflation in single digit. They couldn't believe they call it a hoax. Just like they called also employment for teachers, they called the hoax. Now they are saying that no, Bali is we want to see the names. Bali has employed the Northwesterners, the Westerners, and the Southerners. But look, Bali has employed 12,610 teachers in northern Muchinga and Luapula province. These are the provinces which they mentioned to say it was their stronghold. But they were using these provinces for the purpose of tribal or politics for them to continue winning while they are doing nothing. Well, on the other hand, the provinces which they perceived to be the stronghold for Bali, which is Northwestern, Western, and Southern province, there's only 10,000. You see, despite whatever things which they were happening, they couldn't even employ people. They said these were our stronghold.
Yeah.
This is how bad these guys, and this is how bad PF was. And this is what we keep talking about them. Well, they are getting upset that we should not be talking about PF. How can we move on? Well, the damage was done in the past. We need to remind the people to say, look, in the past, it never used to happen. Did you see any recruitment of teachers in the newspaper under the PF administration? Nothing. People were employed because they are no Vanabachipan. No, they are the children to the ward chairperson. No, they are related to this minister, to the PS. But this time it's not like that. Provided you have a qualification, you apply, you are picked. And not only that, Linda, in the next 35 days, we are going to have 45,000 people who will be engaged for 60 days for census. And these are young people from 18 years to 35 years. It has never happened. And they have said to say, look, we don't want you to come with an application to say no, because His Excellency Vamunsha is my uncle, whatever things. So he has sent me to bring this. No, they have said, go to the network, apply through the mobile network, you'll be charged 5 kwacha 8 tengwe in a transparent way. Then you receive a message back and you'll be told what is next. All these things happen in a transparent way. But the opposition,
right, we have just got Gift Mwalongo saying, I will put the comment on the screen. We have to be precise. Need 30 pin na 496. It's not a joke. Bali must be honored. So if we touch that 30,000, that's no mle udishako. Palina 496. But Jerome said Nembasela. So Imbasela gift. Sorry, we missed out Imbasela exact number. Monkulimba, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know what's up. We are using bundles here, so
not to worry, not to worry.
Yeah, but
what's
it's good
the
to
tradition?
Yeah, it's good to see Jerome back with fire and in him. Yeah, I mean, who can ignore what has happened in the last few months that the new Dawn government has been in power? Who can ignore it? What we are talking about is real. Those huge numbers of people that are getting employed. It's real. As Jeremy says, people thought that wouldn't be possible at all, but here we are. It has arrived. So this gives us hope that much more is to happen. Much more is still to happen in the economy. I think things will begin to look up very soon. I mean, what is happening now, what the president is doing now, is building a foundation on which to build the economic growth of this country. So people, Tarika, is traveling too much, but you look at the value of those travels. What is the value? It's not like what we have known in the past, when there would be a plane load of cadres accompanying somebody, and in the evening they begin to have parties and hiring limousines and going all over the show. He travels with a lean delegation, but those are valuable trips that he makes, and we have already begun to see what is coming out of those trips.
Indeed.
Then before let me just chip in. Look, if Bali he'll be traveling, if he travels with 100 people, but when coming home he's going to employ another 60,000 people, then Bali should not even stay in Zambia. He should just be moving.
He should just do
Bali should not stay in Zambia. You know what should just be happening? He reaches in this plane. Another plane should be switched on so that he goes to another country, provided in Zambia 100,000 health workers employed. There's no problem with that. We will start even contributing for his trips because we are seeing how he's employing the young people.
You can see the value. You can see the value. Kelvin, any comments on what the gentlemen have just mentioned?
Oh, well, I mean, like I said, I mean, everything has been said, right? It's a great day for our brothers and sisters who have been waiting, and this is what we need. These are the kind of actions we need. I talked about it. If we have to reduce unemployment, if we have to spur economic growth, these are the things we need, right? A plan is what is also needed going forward. Continuity. We also look forward to the new recruits being on payroll quick enough, right? So they can start putting in their time and earning and spending to grow the economy. But it's like I said, it's a milestone. It's a great milestone. We need more of these milestones for our economy. I'm always in support of local Zambians, right? Getting jobs, getting businesses, making money, and spending their money locally so that we can grow our economy as Zambians. Thanks.
Absolutely. And I had the president at one of the press conferences talking about how he's championing this project by Zambian. And I think But Shimba, you mentioned this in a, like previous programs, how it's important for business to stay within the country, and that will only happen if we support one another. Instead of going to buy from these big supermarkets, you can buy from Vanachomba next door, Chihuahua, Nang Tomato, you just keep that money in circulation. So this is a fantastic day. We have been joined by a lot of people. So again, we're going to make it just snappy. Joseph, welcome to the program.
Good evening, Linda. Good evening, panel and the viewers around the world. Yeah, thank you very much. Very interesting. I think I'm echoing. I was echoing. I could hear myself bouncing back. Am I clear now?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Linda, and thank you, everyone, and the viewers. Yeah, very impressive from the panel, and I think I'm smiling being part of the people that knew that would happen. Just a matter of time. 30,000, 25,000 primary school. I think my main exciting part is on the 25,000 that goes to the primary school, because I think if you look at everywhere in the world, the education system borders on the foundation, how it starts from nursery, primary, going forward. I think when the PF came into office, what I noticed is they converted most primary and basic schools into high schools. I think there was a very big deficit of the foundation. And what worried me was going forward from that moment, how were we going to build the foundation? Because this is why, as part of propaganda, as you can see, they keep saying the schools are full, kids are sitting on the floor. It's because there was a deficit of the foundation of primary and the level of junior high. And because of that, you are seeing a lot of pupils having filled up a lot of classes when the free education was introduced. And in as much as the opposition has been fighting the issue of no lack of desks, that just shows that there was lack of adequacy to provision of education at that foundation level. And having brought in this employment of the number of 30,000, in as much as it's not the total 90,000 or 120,000 that's expected, this is a good milestone. It's a very big score in the basket, because we have to start from somewhere, and it's not easy to just get that number of teachers employed. What I've looked at are 5 parameters. We have tax there, we have earning, VAT, we have GDP growing, and liquidity, because these teachers will earn money, they'll spend this money within Zambia. These are Zambians that will spend this money within the economy. So everything is going to start growing from the local economy, and we'll be able to realize a local domestic revenue base that will help us to start going towards the aim of the UPND of not borrowing so much.
Thank you so much, Joseph.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. That's very true. So there was a complaint to start with. How can they have free education? They don't have teachers. There's no capacity. Free education was implemented. That's it, one tick. Like our former governor would say, Chongapo, one tick. That has been ticked off. Then the next thing, employment of adequate teachers, that's been ticked off as well. So, and this is within 10 months. This is within 10 months. I wanted to add a few more people, but now before I add you, can I just make a polite request? If you want to come on, please make sure you're decent. I know it's very cold in Zambia, but just ensure that you're decent. I've just had to remove a few people. You're all snuggled up and it's quite late. We completely understand. But the other people are in Zambia as well. Let's just make sure that we're ready for the cameras to come on. Many thanks. Now, I want us to touch slightly on the cleanness of the city. I've been sent videos and pictures of how beautiful Lusaka looks, especially Cairo Road, some stunning images. Now, Jerome, are you in Lusaka right now or on the Copper Belt?
Yeah, Linda, I can say I'm both in Lusaka and Copper Belt, because it's just about 5 hours more from Copper Belt to Lusaka and Lusaka to Copper Belt. But like you are saying, yes, the city now looks very clean, actually, to say the truth. And you see, this is because one, some people are saying it's because of the AU, but look, it's not only about the AU. This has been planned for a longer period of time, and the people are making who are the mobile agents and all that. They were engaged starting from September last year until this time. And not only that, Linda, we are going to receive more than 4,000 visitors, actually, Linda, just in this period of time who are coming for the AU. That's 4,000 that year ago. That's a huge number. And these people, they are going to promote our tourism, Linda. They are going to bring the forex into this country. They are going also to market Zambia to other people in their own countries to say, if you want a peaceful country, go to Zambia. If you want a clean city or whatever, go to Zambia. They have all these things. 4,000 years ago. This has never happened in this country before. Tell me, which event did we add that attracted 4,000 people within a short of 3 days? None of the events. We cannot mention of any. So these are the milestones of the New Dawn administration, and we should not forget. And this is now we need to give kudos to the president as the chief marketing officer to say, look, is marketing Zambia well, and not only that, also his entire team, the cabinet, they are doing a great job. There's Minister of Tourism who have painted the entire I can say airports very well, marketed Zambia well with nice pictures. And Linda, as you come to Zambia, you just say, "Oh my goodness, what time are we reaching Zambia?"
Yes, Alova. And talking of how clean the airport is, I got some feedback from people who came from the diaspora conference. They were staggered. Speaking to people like Kwesa Barak, she was amazed at how beautiful Livingstone Airport looked, how nicely things were put, because people ngamlef maku diaspora kulava muliko bougie na mchef suma na imomlefo suma, that sort of thing. Ukusanga fet Zambia yaliteng ngamli London, and people were quite staggered at that thought. So I think
and Linda, look, that's just the beginning. It's not the end. No, it's the beginning.
So AU Summit, our people are set to benefit local lodges, local food suppliers, so that they can feed these people, which is just fantastic. We have been joined. Actually, before I let Vaniki come on, I just wanted to say thank you for this person who has given us a super sticker. No, by Zambia, masters, not winner, because High Commissioner masters. We still need those stars, please. Keep sending them, because that's how we keep Bakwetu going.
I'm just wondering whether that's the bishop who has given us the super sticker.
Bishop who?
Or just the namesake?
Maybe. Reveal yourself. Is it Bishop?
This looks like the bishop. That's open.
Okay. Please come and join us in the background. Actually, the link is there so that we can say thank you properly. Vaniki, welcome to the program. We haven't done this in a long time. Where have you been? Vaniki Pomuri, I hope Tavach jeopardize Bazes. I don't know if he's there. Nikki, can you hear me? He's probably vanished. I'm going to add another person who is waiting patiently in the background. Another Joseph Chimba. But Chimba. So we've got two Chimbas. But Chimba back on them. Just to confuse me. Okay. So Joseph, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Linda. This is my first time on Bakwetu.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
this is a more relaxed Bakwetu. We're just talking about what is happening in the country.
Yes, and very exciting about the teachers. I'm actually so excited to see that some of the things are now happening. And congratulations to Bakwetu for continuing after the governor left. I hope he comes back.
Thank you.
So
Okay, thank you very much. And we have got another person who also has been waiting patiently. Simpilo, are you there? Hello, good
Linda,
evening.
as Mr. Supiro is coming in, can I just now be excused?
Before you are excused, Jerome, I wanted you to touch on the other topics. We had our former president had another encounter with the press. I wanted you to touch slightly on that. What were your views about what transpired the other day?
You see, Linda, it's very much unfortunate that the former head of state is still bitter with losing the power. I don't know why. I think he should not show that bitterness. You see, he needs to respect that this time is President Hakainde Hichilema, and like him all the time trying to show like you see he's being victimized. No, him and the wife were paraded before the cameras where they saying like we are being victimized concerning issues of investigations. No one has been victimized. If you bought in there, you have the property, a house. If people ask you to say, show us how you built this house, it's a matter of saying, I've got this business, these are the taxes I paid, and this is the money I raised, and this is how I built the house. And moreover, when did people started talking about corruption in the time when the PF was there? It is a long time. So why today they are thinking like it's persecution? There's not anything of persecution. They did whatever, and whatever they think, they should even be very thankful to President Hakainde Hichilema. He is not a vengeful man. If he's a vengeful man, he's 127. He stayed in prison for nothing. Would have avenged that. But he said, no, I can't rule the country with vengeance. I need to rule this country with unity. I need to show the people that, no, despite you are insulting Hakainde Hichilema on a daily basis, look, Hakainde Hichilema, only what he wanted is to give back to the people who educated him from primary up to the university level, the people who made him to succeed in the country where he had a lot of other opportunities. That's what all he wanted. He didn't commit his crime. They started saying, no, he has stolen, he has sold the mines. They couldn't provide any evidence of the privatization, whatever they said. But he has forgiven them. Now they are saying, no, they came for my children. They came for my daughter, for my son. Now they have come for my wife. Now they are coming to me. Why are you guilty? Who told you they are coming for you? For what? What wrong have you done? Tell us then, so that we know that, oh, you have done this wrong and we are following you.
Yeah. The former president has said that he is prepared to have his immunity stripped. Do you think that should happen?
No, you see, it's just bitter. That's one thing you should know. It's just bitter that he lost terribly after all the boasting and all the plans to make sure that President Hakainde Hichilema is jailed. You heard what was said. No, you see, I'll put you in cells. I'll give power to myself. All those things. But now it has not happened. So there is that bitterness. One thing that I may ask him is to make sure that he stays out of the cameras. You see, and just ought as a statesman is the only a former head of state we currently have. So we cannot, and he cannot continue to misbehave the way he did that time. That was not good. As a statesman, he need to be above that, and he need to be above all the pettiness of everything, but need to be there to provide guidance to the country, as is the only remaining father of the nation whom we have. Indeed. But if he continues that, even the issue of the father of the nation will strip it off, and will remain to say, no problem. Come back in the political arena. We hammer you second time.
So Mwafulu, it's the father of the nation title Mwala Wapoka.
Yeah, I think it doesn't deserve it. You see, he's the father who brings division. No, it doesn't deserve that. We need a father who's going to bring unity. The father who's going to appreciate, to say that, no, now we have peace. The father who's not going to call anyone hypocrite. He has called President Hakainde hypocrite. He has called President, no, he came into power through lies. Which lies? 30,000 are these lies? Are we not going to have the names we are going to have the names. No, other people from the UK, he has whatever because he lies and all that. How can he do such kind of a thing? I think let's be fair enough. And he needs to be above the pettiness. What he's doing, the kind of politics is not good. And if those people who are clapping for him, he should know very careful that no, these people don't mean well for me. I need to make sure that I stay away from these people. For me, that's the advice I can give him.
Okay,
it is time worker in the HDMA and is doing it very well.
Thank you very much. Jerome, last topic I want you to touch on before you disappear. Chipolo Polo. They smashed it and they are through to the World Cup. And the World Cup is going to be held in Australia, New Zealand. And this is where our man is. How does that feel for the Bakwetu team and the entire Zambia?
You see, what I can say is when success follows you, everything will follow where you are. And this is what has happened for Dr. Musha. You see, he's just gone to Australia, and what has happened, success has followed him there to say, no, you'll be the one with the team that will come for the World Cup. And not only that, he'll be with President Andrew Kamanga. Andrew Kamanga must go to Australia.
Thank you very much, Jerome. Good night. I will release you. You can go. We'll see you soon. Wonkilimba, any addition to the Chipolo Polo making it to the World Cup? You are muted.
Yeah, what I can say is that, the girls have done us proud. It's really exciting to see that, after so many years of Zambia trying to get to the World Cup through the boys, it has been such a challenge, and boom, it just comes, and here we are. The girls have done it, so we just want to encourage them. They have done a brilliant job, and they should continue to prepare themselves for the World Cup so that they can do much better in Australia.
But Kelvin, the girls are going to where our ex-governor is. What's your feeling about that? First of all, how do you feel about their euphoric triumph?
So I'm very passionate about football, and trust me, while I was working, I was watching the game, and I kept saying, like, keep going. It's very exciting. It's an amazing feeling to qualify to the World Cup. But not only that, if you remember 2012 when the men's national team won the Africa Cup of Nations, that was very emotional because we won the cup in a country where our team perished. That was very emotional. But for our women to do this, I think it challenges our men as well to say, look, guys, we've been trying forever. Why can't we be like our women folk? I'm very proud of the girls. I'm proud of my country. The sky is no longer the limit. I think I can predict in the next 5 to 10 years, an African nation will win the World Cup. And
amen to that.
That will be the beginning of greater things, because we have the talent. We have the natural talent. Hey, we don't have the facilities. We don't have the, much resources invested in these sports, but we have the talent, and it shows. You see that? Let those girls go out there, do their best. They'll be posted by, clubs out in Europe, things like that. Expose their skills, their talents. Go Zambia, go. I'm very excited.
Indeed. Ati Bazambia Chipolo Polo. I was tempted to ask the entire group to sing, but I'll restrain myself. Perhaps in the background, we might attempt that. Viewers, if you have just joined us, you're watching TVBAKWETU, and it's exactly 22 hours, 54 seconds actually gone past Central African time. And I'm your host, Linda Banks. And if you could kindly let us know what your feelings are about this triumphant win for our ladies, the Chipolo Polo. And the boys are playing tomorrow, I believe. Now, those boys are such heartbreakers. I just do not have the heart to watch the game tomorrow. I will watch after they have won, so to speak. So if someone tells me they won, then I can go back and watch it, because people joke that polo polo
BP.
No, so I'll watch afterwards. So we have been joined by somebody not quite new, but Simpilo. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and good evening to the viewers out there. I want to make a comment on the. Are you getting me?
Yes.
Yeah. I want to make a comment for the qualification of the women national team. That is a very fantastic job. We are indeed in the Champions League, as the president mentioned, and they have proved it that actually Zambia is a football nation. And it's going to attract a lot of investment in terms of football, because already FIFA is going to give Zambia $750 million for just qualifying to the World Cup, and that's a good investment for football development in our country, and also for football marketing. So I'm sure the male national team will learn a lesson that they need to work extra hard for them to reach at that level, so that we develop both male and female national team.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have Joseph anything to add?
Oh yes, thank you. Am I audible?
Oh, the other Joseph, sorry.
Oh,
the one who's just come on.
Two
Josephs. Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Unfortunately, I missed the match yesterday, but I watched the other one before then. It's like Zambia is playing with their hands tied at the back, because we obviously don't have a few of our very good players for some reason or the other. And as things would have it, obviously, we are now obviously qualifying to the semi-finals, and it looks like we might even win the cup, even without the three players, which just shows how great our team is.
Absolutely. Joseph Nyundu.
Okay, thank you. Without confusion. Yeah, I mean, the excitement is all I've got, like everyone else. It's very encouraging to have the female team step up and put us on the flag. And in as much as we're very happy, I think we should also look at this from the economic point of view. It's going to put Zambia on the limelight of attraction, tourism, and also football must get to a level where we should monetize it. If you look at here in the UK, Linda, you can bear with me that when there's a football match, if you look at how much income is generated from restaurants and all facilities that are in the stadium, it's a big budget. So if Zambia is put on the world map in terms of sport in football to the level of World Cup, our female team, it's actually creating an environment that is attractive for our country to receive more investment, and also have people come to invest in sport, because talent is something that we can easily grow, and it's not very expensive to grow. So we can improve our economy in that area. And you can witness that this is how even the UK economy has grown. There's a lot of money that is in football. So if we can translate that model into our country and grow it, we can absorb most of these youths that are all over the streets, crying for formal jobs, and like jobs that have to go to uni and get into sit in an office. But sport can actually consume a lot of youths in various fields. So this is the beginning, with a good leadership that is giving a platform for everyone to come on board and share ideas. We're happy for our ship Polos for leading the way, and this will translate into other sectors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And also another thing that would be wonderful to see is private companies, just to invest in our ladies, sponsorship. And if those who want to go back to school or who want to set up any kind of enterprises, would be wonderful to see that our girls are honored. We intend to honor them when they go to Australia, quite literally. I think it would be quite nice to make a fuss of them. There's a person who wanted to join in the comment section. The link has been shared. Please just click on the link and follow the step-by-step instructions. Now, just carry on sharing the broadcast. I have seen a few people sharing the broadcast. Tag a friend, call somebody. I know it's quite late, but there's quite a lot of you. There's about 600 on YouTube and Facebook already. So please keep sharing the broadcast as we continue to discuss these topics that are trending in Zambia. Now, Vaniki, are you there? I don't want to. Aha.
Yes.
Good evening. Welcome.
Are you getting me?
Yes, we are.
Oh, thank you. And good evening and good afternoon at Shimba. I don't know where the rest of the panel are, but greetings. So I think for me, seeing the girls score that last penalty by our goalkeeper, it really gave me a huge relief. I had a glass of cold water by the side when I was watching the game. Mm-hmm. And what just came to my mind was the Dilamba episode when we failed to qualify to the World Cup. Mm-hmm. So I was very happy because it reminded me how we failed to qualify to the World Cup right now in Morocco. Yeah, the girls had to rewrite the history, and that was fantastic. My only request right now is let's forget about that. Let's forget about that victory yesterday. Let's focus on the remaining 2 games. We need to get this cup. Our girls have proved that we have the potential, like the other speaker said. We are missing 3 of our best players. Yeah. But they've continued to post good results. I believe they have what it takes to win the Africa Cup. Even when we go to the World Cup, government and all other stakeholders need to invest massively in these girls. We will post good results even at the World Cup. I submit.
Thank you very much. Vaniki, we want to hear your views on our former president's antics in front of a pool of media.
Well, quite disappointing, really. I think we hold him in high esteem. He's our former president. Regardless of how bad he ruled this country, it's gone down in history. He's the 60th Republican president we had as a country. Mm-hmm. And if you look at history, whilst he was president, I think his public his interface with the public always was controversial. He would issue statements that are not representative of the office that he held. And he has continued even in his retirement to exhibit such tendencies, which is not good. And I would advise that those managing the office of the 60th Republican president of Zambia, they need to come in and prevent him from facing the media, because clearly he doesn't hold his thoughts in a manner that is representative of the office that he holds. I love what the president said today. If you followed what the president said today, he needs to join his colleagues who are former heads of states to try and bring Africa together and give advice in areas where we need his advice as a former president. Unlike what he started commenting, I think he lacks emotional intelligence, because this president is trying to embrace him, but he's so dismissive. If you listen to him speaking, he's so dismissive. He's failing to accept that he's no longer the president. So it was quite a disappointing statement that he issued, which is actually uncalled for. I submit.
Thank you so much. Bongwelimba.
Yes, Linda.
Pick a topic to add to everything that everyone has talked about. Do you have any sentiments? Do you have anything to add or take away? Was the former president, right to express himself? And bearing in mind that he is a father who barely spoke to his children in his premiership. He barely spoke to the press, but he seems to have found a brand new voice. Is he right to express himself? He's a free man after all.
Just as Nick, just to add on what Nick has said, it's rather disappointing to see him, react the way he does. But we are not surprised, because we know that's how he has been reacting, even when he was the president of this country. In fact, at one time I wrote an article about emotional intelligence, the need of our leaders to have emotional intelligence. And, it's hard to find it in as much as we would like to give him the respect. We know that, respect is not demanded. Respect is earned. And we would like to ask our former president, to work for the respect, and the way what he's doing in public, the way he is reacting to situations, that is not helping him to earn the respect that he should have as a former head of state, and maybe perhaps also to appeal to people who are trying to use him, because we know there are those that think that they can use his influence perhaps to become the next PF president. That they need to be very, very careful, because they may think that they are trying to build themselves, they may actually be destroying themselves as a result of what is happening around the former president.
Yeah. That is an interesting point that you've just raised at the end there. And just to add to what Nikki had said, I think those managing his office could do a better job. It's quite perplexing as well that he's being influenced by social media politicians, so to speak. He's standing par to par with some people who really but cannot even be put in the same position as himself. It's all very surprising. I think something is quite fishy. I have no idea what is going on, but it will be interesting to see what comes out of that. Like, I think you have said, Wonkolimba, maybe he's being misled by those who are aspiring to higher office, but I would like to think that he's a very intelligent man to actually be swayed by others. By Kelvin Shimba.
Linda, thanks. I don't even know where to start from. I think it's emotions running through the former president, and I would suggest maybe to him to make written statements at this point, because off-cuff statements, you might say something you will regret. You will injure those that looked up to you. I know it's very stressful to have your spouse, being investigated. We all know that. I mean, that's his wife. He has to render support.
Yeah.
It's also very stressful to have your child or your children investigated, right? But the office that President Lungu held was an institution for the country, and any person that goes through that institution must show decorum, unfortunately, until they die, because you didn't just inspire people when you were president, right? You are going to continue inspiring people even when you are gone, you see. So I would advise that I think Nikki is the one that brought it up, which was a great point. I would advise that maybe the office of the president starts issuing written statements and keep him away from the cameras. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have Mr. Pombo trying to log on, but I think your device, it says device not connected. If you can log out and try and log in again as we go into the dying minutes of the program. Now, I just want to take a little moment just to have a look at what our viewers are saying. If anyone wants to comment on a particular point, we should just maybe indicate by popping your hand up if you want to comment on whatever. So Mary is saying, we love ECO, but Sneaky Stevens, he should be far away from. If possible, let him run away from them. So he thinks that there's some people who are not good company. Misled is what exactly caused these people to start looking like fools now, Chichi, probably talking about their former ruling party. Let's see if there are any questions. Please don't blame the handlers, Mary says. Mr. Lungu just can't help himself. We're giving where giving speeches is concerned. Those actually, that is a very interesting point, because he seems to have a very protective bodyguard whose job now appears to be stopping him from speaking.
But Linda, let me say this, the point by Mary. I don't think anybody is blaming the handlers. What we're saying is maybe his handlers need to sit him down, you see that, and suggest a better way of interacting with the media or with the nation. We're not blaming the handlers. Of course, President Lungu is a mature adult, right, who would express his opinion, and he knows how to express an opinion, right? The responsibility falls straight on his shoulders, right? But I think we're looking at a man who is emotional. I'm Bemba, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's in that space, right? But he needs support. He needs a strong support system that brings him to reality to say, hey, to interact with the media, maybe let's start issuing written statements as opposed to live coverage. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Von William, but do you have anything to add?
No, just that there's somebody, Duncan Daniel Smuchimba, I think he made a comment about Jeremy. I just want to let him know that Jeremy is not a civil servant.
No.
So yeah, so there's nothing that can prevent him or stop him from contributing to this program the way he does.
Yeah, he's a free citizen just like you. David says Edgar Chagolungu is running the risk of becoming that uncle at family gatherings. I think we all have one of those uncles. So we will not go. Oh, actually, I think I have left someone out. Your sound wasn't very clear. I'll come back to you. So the ex-president is seeking sympathy from the public, but this is an exercise in futility. I like that. An exercise. But why do you think it's an exercise in futility? But Joseph, why do you agree? It's an exercise in futility. The former president seeking sympathy.
Yes. Oh, sorry. With Joseph this time.
Yourself. I think that. Oh, he's back. No, I meant yourself, Lachimba, because I thought Banyundu Nalai.
Oh, yes, I think it is. He kept going on yesterday about lies, and I was thinking he's the guy who said, "Oh, promised to hand over power to himself," and he didn't do it. That was a lie. There was a lot of lies that he told himself, and they didn't happen, and nobody has actually been calling him out for those lies. I think there was a little bit of some influence. He was under some influence yesterday when he was talking, so I could see that.
What sort of influence are you alluding to, Roger?
Maybe some alcoholic influence of some kind. He didn't seem very sober and stable, so he was just speaking whatever was coming to his mind.
Okay.
Can I make a comment?
Can you mute yourself, Pascal, please? Simpilo, even.
Oh yes, I wanted to.
Can you just mute yourself? Your turn, because I think there's an echo. Sorry, there's an echo. So at that point, after Joseph Chimba spoke, I just wanted to make this point clear. The comments that are made by the panelists are not the comments for the company TVBAKWETU. Everyone is free to make contributions. So just to mention on that assertion that the former president perhaps may have been under the influence of something, just so that we could clarify that. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll go back to the comments from the public with only 5 teachers. Okay, I don't know what this one is talking about. I think sometimes viewers have a conversation amongst themselves, so that's maybe a long conversation that started where we don't actually know. Happy with teacher recruitment. I'm a teacher, so I feel relieved. Just imagine being at a school running from preschool to grade 9. So this is amazing. Thank you so much for that contribution. But I saw a very funny meme, and I think this was said in jest, that my teacher, make sure my don't know to kusana ama addresses I see ukwa pink. In other words, like a lot of people are just excited for the teachers saying, be ready, you know, look your best, and just, it's your moment, just enjoy yourself. So a lot of people are really excited. Again, as we said earlier, if you are not on that list, please do not despair. More opportunities are coming along. Wongolimba, you've highlighted one. Which father of who? Only Tasila, not us Mazambians. Okay. The violence number, he was your father. You're muted, Bongulimba. You wanted to talk about that one?
Yeah, I mean, this issue of the father of the nation, I don't know where it came from. Really, I don't subscribe to it. The only person perhaps I could ascribe that to is the first president of the Republic of Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda. The reason being, he was the first president of this country. The others, they may be uncles, and maybe that uncle they come together. That will be fine.
Okay, there may be uncles. I will let everyone have a minute or two to make their final remarks before we close. Shall we start with Basimpiro?
Thank you. I think my final remark that I can give for tonight is that I'll touch from the former president's remarks. That was so unacceptable. Coming from the background where, everyone knows what happened in 2015 general election and 2016 general election, and they thought that they could do the same thing in the 2021 general election, but it never happened like that. So that had broken, or what happened, it still carries on. They need to heal from that so that we move on as the former head of state. For the Africa Cup of Nations, the women, fantastic job, let them work hard. The city is very clean. This is what we want. I'm an environmentalist. That is a fantastic job for the city of Lusaka. Teachers recruitment, this has never happened in the world, to recruit 30,000 plus teachers at a go. Zambia had broken a record. HH and his administration had done a fantastic job, and they've proven the doubt sayers wrong. So the government has done a good job. And the minister was clear that more teachers that will be employed even after this, which is a very good work. because they are named as you in the database. So those that are going to be left out, they shouldn't feel bad. They should just wait for another time. Within this year, they can also be employed again as long as funds are available. Then, yeah, and yeah, I think I can end there. Other viewer will contribute something.
Thank you very much. Are you able to mute yourself? Basimpilo, mute yourself kindly. Many thanks. I think that, can you mute yourself, please?
Okay.
Thank you very much. Every now and again, sorry about that, echo viewers. We do tend to have devices that are just problematic with our system. So if someone mutes themselves, then it's a little bit easier for everyone to hear themselves. We have just been joined by Womukele Mukele. You are late to the party. It's nearly midnight. Where have you been?
I know, sorry. I was committed on other programs somewhere in the world.
You are Zungulilaling. We will expel you.
Hey, please, I'll petition. Anyway.
What's your contribution?
In what I can only say, I'm just, I'll just go straight to Wolungu, not Wolungu, but Lungu. I was quite disappointed to see the former head of state escorting or giving solidarity to his wife under the influence, because there's no way one can simply say that whatever he commented on came from his heart of hearts. If he had received counsel earlier, I don't think he would have ranted the way he came out. That was just a talk of a gentleman who is having a drink in a bar, talking to his colleagues.
Allegedly.
And that, allegedly. Sorry, I'll use allegedly. But Wolungu, I know he can sue me if he wants. I'm not, I can go toe to toe to him, and I'll bring a lot of skeleton out of, because I know that man very well from Chawama. Ask anyone from Chawama. They will tell you who he is. Anyway, let me allegedly state that that man's response on that particular day was really unprofessional and uncalled for. And this is the time when I will call upon the current regime to please, and whoever is prosecuting or investigating, to speed up the process, because we want this gentleman's immunity being revoked or removed immediately, so we can pave way for investigations. As he put it, that say he's ready, he's next. Actually, he was right. He is next. And the only thing that is hindering right now, that is standing between the line, is the so-called immunity. And we know we can easily revoke or remove it, because we have the numbers in the legislatures, with our legislatures. And we just need to tell all these people supporting or trying to come up with those propaganda, blaming the government, trying to put a blame onto the current government, that what we are going through, the sufferings, the high cost of living, or whatever challenges this government is facing, should be, it's as a result of the very current government that is in power today. That is baloney, and that should be told blankly to every Zambian out there, to say these are the side effects of corruption from the previous regime, because development does not just happen immediately. It takes time, and it will take time. The sins of PF is going to haunt us until Katwishuko. It will stay with us. But it is up to this current government to try and mitigate and avoid all these sufferings that people today are going through. And they have to also give information to us. That is what we are only claiming, or rather crying for. Tell us what you are doing, UPND. Tell us what you are doing on the ground. We are starved with information. Zambians crave for more information, but we don't have the information at hand. The only information we have is for some alleged Chakolwa coming in front of us, telling us that he is being persecuted and his family, which is a lie. We know that. But we Zambian, we thrive through Ubufi.
Boza,
we thrive in Ubufi. Boza, yes. And what that man was saying, that man was talking about, it's because he knows he's using Ubufi because he knows that that is what works. And that's what Zambian like to listen to.
Mm. Okay. The other topics that we touched on were the Shipolopolo making us so proud and going to the World Cup, which will be held in Australia and New Zealand, as well as we were talking about how clean Lusaka looks, especially the likes of Cairo Road, and the conference that is taking place. And the government seems to have really done their homework, and their guests look quite happy and content. So if you have any comments on any of those, and then I will ask the other panelists to make their closing remarks.
Nitumes Wolinda for giving me another chance to say something on the Shipolopolo. Is it the Hipolopolo or I don't know, whoever came up with the word, but it's okay. We understand. This goes to show that never muchibemba mwali tupera kale ama idioms mwati mokutupera mwebabemba at eko sulile eka ko pashani whatever you call it. Yes. Women are sidelined in Zambia. And these young girls or these young women, the young ladies, they are proving a point to the Zambian men, the Zambian mindset out there that put down women. The government itself that does not even want to recognize women, because the government, look at the gender balance in our whatever, the parliament or the government itself.
Mm-hmm.
So we can tell that women can do a lot, can do wonders, can perform wonders. Mwali basulire abakashana ababayi kyaba. Nomba monene fe bali emichitira mu Zambia. They went and beat up all these other opponents, and they are the best.
Mm-hmm.
You pay them peanuts, you push them from A to B. Last year, is it 2-3 years ago, they were crying for uchush. And look at what they have done today. And they know you are busy running, you want to start getting credit, government or whoever is there. Give credit to these girls and give them incentives. About the cleanness, Murusaka, it's high time. This government should not just wait until there's a conference in the country for them to start now cleaning the mess. Woofy.
Is it the government's responsibility?
It is not. The government is there to put up policies that every human being that is in that community should follow. It is also up to us individually. Take it upon ourselves. Ngawamone paper mushira. Pick it up. Not at the bomber yanganep. You don't say you want to blame the bomber. It is us. The mindset should set to change. Let's change this mindset of if you go. Let's change this mindset and let's clean our own places. Do not expect the government to come and decongest your drainage system. Omo wikala, opo ulila, balunshi, they are busy infested in diseases. It is you who is going to suffer. Why should you wait for the government to come or why should you wait for the AU to come and perform or whatever? Let's just change this mindset. We are in the 21st century, for Christ's sake. And Mwema Zambian, you have been traveling, you have traveled all over the world. You see how other countries are developed. They are developed because they take it upon themselves to do things their own way, in their own individual capacity, not waiting for the government all the time.
Okay.
Linda.
I rest
Thank you
my
very
peace
much.
or my case.
Thank you so much. Batshimba.
Yeah, and what Mkeleba is right, but if the mindset cannot be changed, I think the laws must be adequate enough to compensate for that. You see, I think President Sata tried to start the public nuisance law, where if you're caught urinating in an alleyway or you are spitting, anyhow, you can be fined and things like that. And I think Zambia has adequate laws. It's just that we face challenges enforcing them, right? Cleanliness must not be a one-day thing, right? Countries like Dubai, countries like China, for instance, it's an offense. You are found throwing trash where you're not supposed to. It's an offense. So where we cannot change our mindsets, which take a long time, let's use available laws and enforce them and make sure that people start learning bit by bit that, hey, this is bad, this is bad. Trust me, in 5-10 years, the mindset we want to change would have adapted to the fact that there are penalties for littering, for instance. But in my closing, Linda, I just want to wish the Shipolo Polo all the best in their remaining games. I don't want them to relax just because they've qualified for the World Cup. I want them to win the Women's Africa Cup so that people out there know that there's a country called Zambia which is blessed and which is talented. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you so much. Final remarks by Joseph Shimba?
Yes, just to say, as Mr. Chishimba has just said, hopefully the girls will win the Africa Cup for us. But cleanliness in Lusaka needs to spread out to the rest of the country. It shouldn't just begin and end in Lusaka and just Lusaka town center. We need to make sure that this spreads and becomes the new norm, so that next time people will threaten to demonstrate because Lusaka is getting dirty, rather than demonstrating because Lusaka is being cleaned. That's all I can say.
That's a good point. That is a very good point. I know, Manok Fula, from one Chimba to the next.
Yeah.
Perhaps my last comment really is still on the issue of cleanliness. I think it's a huge thing, really. We need a mindset change. There's a story, and this is a true story, of Zambians traveling from South Africa on a bus, all the way to the border with Zambia. They're not throwing things outside. As soon as they crossed into Zambia, we are now free, and they started throwing things out of the bus. Now you can imagine the mentality of, the freedom, that what they think freedom is. Freedom is not to things like being dirty, and deadening the country. So really, it's a huge task. I don't know how we are going to change the mindset, but I think the starting point is where we begin to implement, to enforce the laws that deal with dirty, like the nuisance law.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Joseph Ninde, final remarks, please.
Oh, yes, thank you. I'll run through quickly. I think on the cleanliness, we did touch it last time, but I think it all takes a good planning, timing, priority, the cost involved, empowerment to the youths, probably revenue, compliancy, and regional comparative advantage. I think I did say last time that to keep Zambia clean, it shouldn't be for other people. It should be for us. It should be part of our etiquette, which when other people come, we should actually be an exemplary country, like the way Rwanda has done, as we always talk about it. So Zambia should also be constantly clean. But then the mechanism we are using is a little bit of a leapfrog. It's like what Dr. Barbara Chanda said, using a fork to drink water. We are more of, we need to have a mechanism where the municipal council of every municipal jurisdiction in the country have their own local service delivery system where they engage cleaning companies that are equipped or that must be equipped to do the cleaning services, and opposed to a group of people at the market agreeing this weekend let's just sweep, after 1 month they don't. I think that is not really a way of a modern city working out its modern sanitation system. And then, so that is the issue of the local government ministry and the local councils and mayors to handle in their chambers. Coming to the issue of the president, which I should have commented earlier, I think it's very unfortunate that a former head of state seems to be actively involved in political counter engagements with government. I think he's supposed to provide leadership and be a bigger person, because he has been in that office for 7 years. It's very, very unfortunate to find that it looks like it's a bickering between him and the head of state, when actually power was taken away from him through the ballot by the Zambians, the 2.8, and it was handed over to another president, which he must accept and he must support it. So I think that's up to him and his handlers to change, but I think it's unfortunate that there's probably people that are not guiding him well, especially when he's randomly, put on camera. And coming to the issue of the cleanliness of the city, I think we know the system of our economy is quite a small economy. Most youths have not been absorbed into industry, especially SMEs and civil service. So we should do, diligence and good service to the citizens to have a prior planning, pre-warn them, and also, I know people are saying about boots and all that, but the issue is there are not enough public toilets in these trading places. So this is an issue that dates back to how the system of local government should run to facilitate for these activities in the markets, which is bordered on our own cultural remodeling, how we are as Zambians, and looking at our own structure of our economy and what we can afford. So these are also issues I can say they date back to the mayors, councillors, and the local government minister. And coming to our mighty Shipolopolos, as you can see behind me there, the excitement isn't stopping. We are very, very excited for our ladies. They've put us on the map, and I'm hoping that many investors, scholarship funders, sponsors should look into the private lives of these ladies to motivate them. Some of them could be breadwinners from their families. They could be going through a lot, but they've, resiliently put themselves up to represent our flag to reach that level. So it shouldn't end at just us clapping for them. I think we should put our efforts together as a country and the rest of the world to support these people in their individual capacities, that they can also grow in their personal perspectives and progress in their sporting life, so that they could probably become the future coaches and leaders in the football fraternity. And probably one day we should have a female first president, run the football association. I'm looking forward to that. And then I would feel we're sharing responsibilities between genders. Otherwise, thank you. That's all I had for my conclusion for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nikki?
Yeah, thank you. So quickly, my closing remarks. I would want to talk about the recruitment of the 30,000 plus teachers. Mm-hmm. It is a commendable gesture from government. And when we look at the 30,000, in my mind, I'm seeing a ripple effect, because these 30,000 teachers who need services, for example, in the financial sector, they would need to be multi-banked. So obviously those in the financial sector, they are seeing opportunities there. And to service the 30,000, those in the financial sector, they will also need to recruit more people to service the 30,000. And it goes on in other sectors. So there is a ripple effect in terms of job creation, which is commendable. And when we talk about the booths, yes, the city is beginning to look cleaner than it was, but this should be an ongoing thing. And if possible, like other speakers have said, let's invoke the laws that deal with public nuisance. because there's no way neighboring countries, just here across Botswana, and even when we look at Rwanda, it looks like you are out of Africa. Why should we fail as Zambians? So just a call upon the powers that be, this should not be a one-off thing. It should be an ongoing thing, and we should make Lusaka a model city so that we replicate this kind of cleanliness that we desire even in other towns. And lastly, coming to the president, the former president, Edgar Lungu, we request that he takes heed of the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema's appeal to him to conduct himself in a manner that is worth of his of the office that he held and the current position that he holds as the former head of state. Let him take heed and also find a manner in which he can positively contribute to the growth of this country. The current president is speaking, let us come together as Zambians. Let's hold hands, unite this country, and let's let's push the agenda of developing this country. But the way he came out the other day, that was disappointing, and we can't develop the country like that. I submit.
Thank you very much, Waniki. I don't think there's very much to add to that. I think you have all very eloquently summarized what should happen and what shouldn't happen, especially when it comes to the office of the former president. Now, just to mention that tomorrow is going to be an exciting day. Have we mentioned that? We'll probably mention that several times for the teachers that are going to be announced, the names of the teachers that are going to be announced. And it's just an appeal to government, really, if they could ensure that this wonderful piece of news is shared on every radio station. Every member of parliament is informing their people using whatever language, different languages, not just English. We do try here to speak other languages, but I think when this kind of information is being transmitted, so tomorrow will be quite nice to hear this news on every radio station in different languages by different members of parliament, councillors, and every person in government who is mandated to speak, because I think this is definitely a win for this government, whether you subscribe to their ideology or party politics or not. Well, you have been watching a presentation of TVBAKWETU with a whole group of contributors. We've had Mr. Nkwilimba, we've had Nikki, we've had Simpilo, Joseph Nyundu, Chishimba, with Chishimba, Joseph Chishimba, and Chanda Kelvin Chishimba, and Bom Mukelebai. It's been a lovely conversation. Until the next time we meet, I've been your host, Linda Banks. It's good night from me. God bless you, and God bless our country. Good night.
Thanks, Linda.